Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. As you can see, we're outside, which is so lovely today. I'm really excited. I was running around the hotel this morning trying to find a suitable spot. They happen to have a yoga mat in the gym. I found a nice area on the patio where nobody's going to hopefully bother me. So we're good to go. I'm really excited for this class. I've been traveling a lot, and this is the last one that I'll be teaching in Minnesota, and then we will be back to Spain on Monday. So can't wait to be back. Also, so grateful for the time I had here and grateful that I could keep connecting with you over video or recording as I move around. So we're going to get started today in a seated meditation. You do not have to sit like me. You could sit with your feet out in front of you. You could sit in butterfly if that felt good this morning. Just kind of find whatever works for you. I should say morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're doing this. And then bring your hands somewhere on your body. So you might take your hands to your knees, maybe to the top of your thighs, hand to a heart, hand to a belly. Hmm. Close your eyes. And let's drop out of the day and into the body, into your practice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly out the nose. Again, inhale, deep breath. Exhale slowly. Start to deepen your breath and maybe get a little curious. See if you can vary the length of breath that you're taking. So typically I ask you to make your breath bigger, but maybe you can take one big expansive breath and then maybe a few shorter ones. Maybe you do one short, one long. Just try to do something different than you might typically do with your breathing pattern, just to bring our awareness into what our breath is capable of. If your mind starts to wander again, just come back to playing with the breath. Take 4 or 5 more like this, trying to make the breath as deep as you can now. Change it up. Maybe you start using Ujjayi breath as you engage, breathe, use the diaphragm. One more inhale. One more exhale. On your next inhale, you can either keep your eyes shut or blink them open, but keep the lids of your eyes nice and heavy. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders for just a moment, and sway side to side. So just move the spine left and right. Kind of starting with the shoulders, right? Maybe you can lead with the right shoulder, lead with the left shoulder. And then same thing, let's take some purposeful cat and cows in a seat. So no matter what you are doing, pull your belly and your chest forward, roll your shoulders back, open your heart. This is what we work a lot on in back bends, right? Chest coming forward. Exhale, tuck your chin round through the spine, come into some version of cat pose. Belly button towards the spine. Maybe you can look down at your pelvis. Again, inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the chin round. Keep moving. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. And as you do these, you are welcome to take them slower or faster than I'm cueing. Exhale back. So take at least 5 more with the own speed of your breath. And I would like to encourage, even in class, when I'm cueing breath, if you find it's a little bit too fast or a little bit too slow, you can change that breathing pattern, right? So you can decide, oh no, this doesn't feel good in my body, Madison. I want to move a little bit slower, a little bit faster. So continue to breathe. Take a few more. All right. One more breath in. One more breath out. Next inhale, sweep the hands up, reach them high up to the sky. And then keep them here, kind of wiggle the shoulders, almost like you're trying to bring them up to your ears. So see if you can shrug one shoulder at a time up to the ear, elongating the spine as you get taller. And then exhale, start to lean over to the right side. Once you do that, push your left side body over, engage on that right side, almost like you're doing a side crunch between the ribs and the abdomen. Arms stay high. Breath in and out. Inhale up, back to center. Exhale over opposite side. And now imagine you're leading with the right side of the ribs first. Ribs move and then side crunch on the left side. Keep the arms high, hold. Stretch. Think about the spine lengthening even though you're kind of side bending. Breath in and out. Next, inhale, lift yourself back to center. Reach the hands high. Great. Exhale, slide the hands down towards the ground. If you've got your legs crossed like me, lean back, switch the cross of the legs just so it's in the opposite crisscross. Then with the hands back, now keep the fingers kind of touching the ground. They can be really facing any direction, but roll the shoulders back, open the heart. Imagine you're in cow pose one more time. Open the throat. Maybe you can look high. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. And then exhale, bring the chin back to center. Now we're going to move with the breath and make this a little bit of a flow just to start warming up the side bodies and spine. So inhale, lift the hands high. And then exhale, bend over to the left side. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. So you'll just continue this. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. And again, this is your chance to move with your own breath. So I'm going to stop cueing. Every time you come back up to center, you'll inhale. Every time you side bend, you'll exhale. As you do this, think about the knees being glued down if you're in Sukhasana. If you're seated with your legs extended forward, try to push the heels down, right? Make sure you're grounded as you move for 3, 2, even out the side, 1. And then exhale, hands come back down to the ground, relax the shoulders. Man, it's crazy how much work that does in the shoulders just for keeping the hands up, right? Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward, open the throat, maybe gaze high. And then exhale, tuck the chin, come to tabletop pose, maybe without your hands. You might have to think of a few ways to get there. If your legs are crossed, you could roll over, widen, and then find your way there. Tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. All right, you've done cat and cow seated. Now let's try to do a spinal wave instead. You'll notice today we're working a lot with the spine. So start with pelvis first. Tilt your pelvis up towards the sky. Then try to drop your belly down. Your chest comes down, your shoulders roll back, and the head will eventually lift. Now we'll do the same thing. Tuck the pelvis, round through the lower spine only. You might need to close your eyes for this. Mid spine, up spine starts to push up to the sky, and then eventually tuck your chin. I like up spine. That's my new anatomical term. All right. Inhale, tilt the pelvis up to the sky. Then drop the belly, the chest eventually. Shoulders will roll back. Last thing to come up is the head. Let's take it again, starting from the pelvis. Tuck the pelvis first. And it's really hard to do, right? My head wanted to automatically do it because I'm just so used to doing this. Tuck eventually the chin to chest. Take 2 more. Eyes closed with your own breath, finding this movement and imagining you're segmenting the spine one at a time. Next inhale will bring you back to center. Tuck your toes, walk your hands back, and take a seat on your heels, broken toe pose. If this isn't accessible to you, you are going to come to this version. Why do I cue broken toe pose so much? Because it eventually gets us used to sitting in it, right? But you're more than welcome to be here. Now, inhale, reach your hands high. And then as you exhale, maybe you push the hands together this time or keep them separate. It's up to you. Side bend over to the left side. Push your right ribs over. As you do this, notice you might come into a bit of a back bend. Try to counteract that by slightly tucking the pelvis as you bend. Both arms straight and strong. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, take you back to center. Exhale over to the right side. Same thing. Try to bring the awareness and see if the spine is bending back slightly. Tuck the pelvis slightly. Pull the core in as you reach the hands. 3, 2, 1. Inhale back up to center. Arms stay high. Great work, team. Exhale. Hands come down. Curl the toes under if they aren't already. Push up and back to downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. Hopefully that feels great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, right? Just be like, all right, yep, I'm noticing. Maybe you can feel the back of your legs being a little tight. If so, pedal out or stay still for a few breaths. Let your head be nice and heavy as you gaze up towards the pelvis. One more breath in and out. Inhale, come forward, plank pose, knees up or knees down. And then exhale, you'll just move back to downward facing dog. So the feet are going to need to probably shift from down dog to plank. Don't worry about that too much right now. Inhale, forward plank pose or some semblance of it. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Once more, inhale forward, plank. Now, really, you can take the knees up or knees down, and we'll lower down nice and easy to the ground. 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. You know the routine by now. No hands, right? Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, stay. Inhale, try to lift. Little baby sips of air, right? Exhale, lower down to the ground. Forehead comes to the mat. Curl the toes under. Elbows hug in. Push up. Easy does it to either tabletop or plank. Lead with the butt up and back. Downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Walk your feet together so they're pretty close. It's going to be a more narrow down dog. And then inhale your right leg high. Either point or flex the foot. Keep the hip closed. Exhale, stay. Push into your hands. Inhale another. And then exhale, crisscross that right foot behind the left, and you'll bring your pinky toes together. The outside edges of your pinky toes coming together. You might need to generously bend into the left leg to get the right leg crisscross behind it. Big stretch. Now, as you do this, I know this is a lot in the arms, push the right side body over and try to stretch to the right. And then do the opposite. Push the left side body over, try to stretch to the left. Again, over to the right. Stretching over to the left. All right, back to center. Switch your weight into that left foot. Try to straighten the leg and then inhale the right foot high. Exhale, both feet together, downward facing dog, narrow. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. And then exhale, lower the knees down, knees up or knees down. Easy. 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift up and lift the hands. And maybe you can just shake the arms and wrists off as you're in your baby cobra. Maybe extend the arms forward so give the shoulders a bit of a break. And then exhale, hands come back by your sides, thumbs in line with your nipples, lower down. Curl your toes under, push up, either plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog with narrow feet. Inhale your left leg high. Remember, you could do this in tabletop as well and crisscross the knees behind each other. Exhale, take the left leg and crisscross it behind the right. Pinky toes try to come close to one another. Bend into your right knee generously so you have a nice big stretch. And then we do the movement in the side body. So push your left side body over to the left. Right side body over the right. Just kind of creating a side bend in down dog or whatever this twisted down dog version that we're doing today over to the left. over to the right. One more time, left. And back to center. Switch your weight into your right leg. Inhale, left foot comes high. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, walk yourself slowly to the top of the mat, Uttanasana, and then eventually release those arms. So much work on the arms to start. Take ragdoll, grab for opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy and sway side to side. Option to take a generous bend in the knees or legs straight. Shake the head, wiggle the jaw. See where you can relax in your upper body. And just stay, breath in and out. Hands go down towards the ground, toe heel your feet together, sliver of space between the heels. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, but we're just sweeping through. So hands come forward, reach the arms high, and then come all the way to standing as you lift up. Maybe open the heart slightly, reach the arms all the way around, back to Tadasana. Hands by your sides. Breath in and out. All right, inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, and then move right into downward facing dog. Walk the feet together today. Just give it a shot. See what happens. I know it's different. Maybe you're going to like this forever. Get them a little bit closer. Inhale your right leg high. Keep the hip closed. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Round. Inhale again, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, lean forward as far as you can, and then try to step through. Big step, low lunge. Maybe you have to wiggle the right foot forward, left foot back. Okay, option to take the back knee down for this first one, or you can come up crescent pose, hands high. I love crescent. I don't know why. This is like probably my fave pose just because I feel stable. So if you find you're being a little unstable right now, try to step the feet wider. Then once you're in the pose, pull the right hip back, sink down into the front knee, hands come high. Breath in. Reminder, back knee down is always good for support. Breath out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hands come down. Frame the foot. Push up, round through the spine first. Try to slide that foot back and step back into downward facing dog. Right away, feet come a little bit closer together than normal. Inhale the left leg high. Close the hips. So maybe you look down at your left thigh. Internal rotation in that left thigh. Push into the hands. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Then try to lean, 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 and shoot that foot through. Low lunge. Now, reminder, back knee could come down or up. Inhale up, crescent pose. Hands high. Pull the left hip back in space. Then sink down. Really think about encouraging a stretch in the right hip flexor. So how do we do that? Imagine a gentle tuck of the pelvis as you sink down into the pose. Breath in, arms up and out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Push into the ground. Now you round and try to slide that foot back. And maybe it always slides and it's really hard, but maybe you just make a little less noise every time, right? Breath in and out. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. Just a little bit of our sun B here. Knees up or knees down, lower down slow. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do a Sphinx. Maybe you want to come with me. This just feels kind of nice and supported after what we've been doing with the arms. So roll the shoulders back, chest forward. Slightly open the throat. Push the tops of the feet into the mat as you pull your hands towards you for 3, 2, And one. Lower down. Slide the hands back, thumbs in line with your nipples, curl the toes under. Push up strong, either plank or tabletop. Exhale back, down dog. Inhale right away. When you're ready, look forward and walk yourself to the top of the mat. Fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, chair pose, reach the hands high. Sit a little deeper. First chair, remember our booty isn't popping, but it's also not tucked. So we want somewhere in the middle. The best way to find that middle pose is just to kind of wiggle. I always like to wiggle and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's where my pelvis wants to be today. Maybe bounce for a second for 3, 2, 1. Breath in. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. All right, moving on to a fun little variation. Feet are together. We're starting balancing. Hands can come to the hips first. Let's take that. So inhale, lift your right knee up, 90-degree bend. You should be a pro at knowing what I'm going to ask for, whether or not the 90-degree bend is always there. That's okay if it's not. Why do I ask for the 90-degree first? Because it allows us to find our balance. Then you could try to draw the knee in a little bit tighter up towards the chest. Breath in. And out, strong through the standing leg. Inhale. Exhale, step your feet together. Release. Shake it over, opposite leg. Here we go. 90-degree first. Our opportunity to just say, okay, which side feels a little bit easier today? And then if you like, you could try to lift it up even higher. See how far you can get past 90. 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Release. Keep the hands on the hips. Breath in. And out. All right, inhale. Reach the right foot up. Squeeze it in, or the right knee up, I should say, as high as you can get. And then listen carefully. Exhale, extend through the leg. Very slowly crisscross that leg in front of your left leg. So your pinky toes come together, just like we did in that down dog. You might need to bend slightly in one knee. So we got the legs crisscrossed. Inhale here. Exhale, push your butt back. So lead with your butt and then fold forward, Uttanasana. Hands stay on the hips. Breath in. And out. Head is heavy. Maybe you can think about bringing it to your shin. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. When you're ready, you will exhale. Now, listen carefully. I don't know why I'm trying this today, but we're trying it. We're doing it together. Shift your weight over into your right foot. Inhale, lift up halfway. So essentially you're halfway there. Your chest is parallel with the ground. Weight is going into the right foot, and then extend the left leg back into warrior 3. Yep, and you might be here with the left foot on the ground, or reaching up, warrior 3, hip is closed, hands stay. Now in the last couple classes, I've been making you back bend in warrior 3. Today, think about closing the left hip down, chest is parallel with the ground, lift the foot and extend. 3, 2, 1. Great. Inhale. Come to standing. Draw the left knee up into your chest. You might be wiggling on the mat a little bit. That's okay. And then exhale. Straighten the leg. Crisscross the left leg in front of the right foot. Bring the pinky toes together. Look at where we are. Now we're on the opposite side. Take one more breath in. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana with the legs crossed. You'll be here for a few breaths. Although the hands are on the hips, think about bringing the forehead towards your left shin. Breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Should feel a good stretch on that back leg. Exhale. All right. Inhale, lift up halfway. This is where we get a little confused. Shift your weight over into your left leg. So strong in the left leg.
nice and strong, and then extend the right foot back, coming to warrior three. You might start with the toe on the ground, or you could try and lift directly up into warrior three. And yes, we're moving around on our mat like we're crazy people. That doesn't matter. If you're off your mat, that doesn't matter either, right? Breath in and out, trying to keep the right hip down, chest parallel. Inhale. Exhale. Again, breath in. Exhale, draw the right knee up in towards the chest. Ooh, and if you fall out like I did, remember you just fall back in. Exhale, step the feet together. Hands by your sides, step to the top of your mat, Tadasana. If you're not already there, I have no idea where we're on our mat. You might even be facing a different direction at the end of all that. All right, deep breath in. Hand out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, either plank or tabletop. You know the drill. Let's lower slow. 3, 2, and 1 to the ground. Inhale, come up, Sphinx pose. So taking a variation on Sphinx. Option 1, stay here. You might even be down here. It could be a lower Sphinx, just working on the back bend. If you're here, shift your weight over into your left hand, your left elbow, reach your right hand out to the side, and the arm is straight out to the right a little bit, kind of the right front. If you look, it should come off the corner of your mat. Awesome. Then once you're here, try to side crunch on the left side and bend into the right. Yep. Just think about bringing your left ribs to your left hip. 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Release your right arm down. See if you can stay up as you move back into Sphinx. Shift your right weight over into the right side, palm on the ground. Left hand extends out off the top left corner of your mat. Same concept. Think about bringing your right rib to your right hip. Crunch on the side body as you open and extend through the left and hold. Remember, the breath is everything. 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Sphinx. Exhale, lower the head, slide the hands back, thumbs in line with your nipples, curl the toes under, lift the knees first if you're coming up to plank or tabletop. We all go together. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. All right, inhale, look forward, step or hop to a yogi squat. Feet come to the outside of the hands. Maybe you can even get a little hang time as you're there. Now, we've been doing this for a while, so you probably know that if you're here and you're like, yeah, yogi squat's so easy and chill for me, and we don't do that in these classes. We all lift up. So you're in the deep yogi squat, but we're engaging, right? Because flexibility is cool, but what's even cooler is flexibility with strength, mobility. That's what we want. Now, bring your hands and start to either come to heart center or extend out in front of you. We are going to do a side bend in our low yogi squat chair variation, whatever this is. So take your left elbow to the inside of your left knee, reach your right hand high, twist, but think about crunching right hip or left hip to left rib. Sorry about that. Left hip to left rib as you open. 3, 2, 1. Right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Inhale, left elbow high. Crunch, right hip to right rib. Hold. 3, 2, 1. If you have to come out or come back in. We're doing one more time. Yes, you can do it. Don't let yourself say you can't. Shift it over, left elbow, left knee, reach the right hand high, hold, side crunch on the left side. 3, 2, 1. Right elbow to right knee, side crunch on the right side. This is it. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Now the best part of any of these is reach the hands high, come to standing. 5, oh my God. 4, yep. 3, my legs almost gave up. 2, and 1. Feet together, hands by your sides. I'm gonna stand in recovery pose for a second. So hard. All right, maybe bring the hands to the inside of the hip flexors, sway side to side a little bit. Just loosen in the legs, loosen in the hips. All right, step your feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Take 3 breaths.
Breath in and out. Eyes shut. Slow the heart rate down. Inhale. Exhale. All right, hands come back to the hips. We're doing this weird crisscross thing again and adding on. I want you to be aware of what happens in your mind when I take you out of traditional vinyasa and into something we're not used to, right? Out of traditional hatha and into things that are a bit more confusing. How do you approach the challenge? Is it with curiosity? Do you get frustrated? All these things are okay and human, but just start to be aware of our fast reactions, right? Shift your weight over into your left leg. Right leg comes up, 90-degree bend. You've got it. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, crisscross the legs. Right foot in front of left. Pinky toe edges come together. Inhale. Exhale, push your butt back and fold Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, shift your weight over into your right foot. Lift up halfway, so chest lifts first. Then all you have to do is extend that left leg back. Maybe toe stays on the ground or lift the left leg up and hold. Yes, you'll be on the edge of your mat, and yes, that is fine. 3. Find your warrior 3. Hands stay on the hips. 2. 1. Bend into the right knee. Listen carefully as much as you can and step back to crescent pose. Option to take the knee down here if you need a little bit of rest or come into crescent. Now, if you're trying like me to stay on the mat, you might find your pose is really narrow. That's fine. If your feet are closer together in a line, right, it's going to be more challenging. If they're further apart, it'll be easier. Now, inhale, reach the hands high. And as you exhale, side bend over to the right side. Option to clasp the fingers, option to bring the palms together. Maybe you take a steeple grip and hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lean your chest forward. Take a big bend in the back knee and step. Draw the left knee up into the chest. Squeeze, 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 lift. Okay, we're moving on to the other side. Once you're there, exhale, extend, and then crisscross right foot or left foot in front of right. Left in front of right, pinky toes together. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, lead with your butt moving back, fold forward, heart bends down. 3. Head releases. Try to bring your forehead towards your shin. 2, 1. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Shift your weight into your left leg. Extend your right leg back. Whoop, and remember, you might take the right toe on the ground to start or lift that foot up, warrior 3. If you're falling and wiggling and wobbling, you're human. Just like me, it's all normal. Try to have fun with it. 3, 2, 1. Bend into your left knee. Bend, bend, bend. Step back as far as you can and then inhale, crescent pose. Might need a little bit of time to find your footing. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward, sink down. Then inhale, take the hands high. Option to do a steeple grip, maybe wrap the thumbs, maybe take Charlie's angel gun arms, right? Reaching the finger up, bend over to the left side and you'll hold. Side crunch on that left rib, left hip. 3, 2, you've got it. Stay low in the front knee. 1. Inhale up. Exhale, hands back to the hips. This is it. We're finishing off here. Inhale, look forward. Bend in that front knee. Back knee will bend now and step. Draw the right knee up into the chest. Reach. Exhale, feet together. Great work. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. Close your eyes. 3 slow breaths. How slow can you breathe? Trying to come back to equilibrium. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift.
Exhale, plant your hands, bend in your knees, step or hop back to plank pose. Option to skip this and rest in child's pose or down dog. Lower down slow, 3, 2, 1. I was down before I finished my count too, so, sometimes we do that. Inhale, lift up halfway, then slide the hands forward into Sphinx pose. Great. Pull the palms back towards you, shoulders back, open the heart, and hold. 3, 2, 1. Okay, option to stay here or shift your weight over into that right hand, right arm. Extend, or left hand, left arm, sorry, left side, please. Extend the right arm over to the side, straight. You could stay here or start to try to side bend. Maybe for the last bit, you try to open and lift that right leg up any amount as you squeeze and hold. 3, 2, it's really hard. And 1, lower down, right elbow, right hand down. Switch to the left side, left arm will come out to the side. Option to stay, or maybe you can roll over onto that right hip. Try to lift that left leg up as you hold. 3. Ooh, yep. 2. And 1. Lower down, back to Sphinx pose. Inhale. Exhale, slide the hands back, elbows in. Curl the toes under. Lift the thighs if you're coming to plank, or push up to your knees to tabletop. Here we go. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Walk your feet together, a little bit closer than normal. Narrow down dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot behind the left. Pinky toes come together. Big bend into that left knee. Push into the right leg. Switch it back out. Left heel comes down towards the ground. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Lean as far as you can. Breath in. And step through low lunge. You've been here before. Inhale up, crescent pose. Now exhale wide and warrior 2. Just changing it up. We're coming to a more standard flow for a second, which you might really enjoy compared to what else I've been putting you through today. All right, warrior 2, sink down. Inhale, reverse warrior. A really huge plane just flew over my head. I'm right by the airport. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Once more, inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, knee to elbow, side angle pose, arm up and around, reach high, look up, breath in. Out. Again, inhale, sink down into the front leg. Exhale. Inhale, lift up, warrior 2. You got this, stay low. Exhale, sweep the hands down, either to the inside of the foot, option to wiggle the foot over, do our knee to tricep. We haven't done that all class, so maybe this is your chance. Connect your knee to the tricep for a second, lift the right foot up, push up and back, downward facing dog. Notice how your mind and body are feeling in something really familiar now. We're doing something so familiar. We almost do this every class. Inhale, left leg high. Not this part, but the rest. Exhale, pinky to pinky. Crisscross the legs and then shift your weight over into the left foot. Big bend into the right knee. Stretch through that left hamstring, left calf. Breath in. And out. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Lean forward and you'll take a breath here. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose. Maybe you can move through this really confident, right? You know where you're going immediately when you're there. Exhale, warrior 2. Spin the back heel down, reach the arms long. Gaze off your front hand. Breath in. And out. Now we'll do the reverses. Inhale, reverse warrior. Maybe look high. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay low in the front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle, knee to elbow, sweep the arm up and around. Gaze and look high. Breath in. Stay 90-degree bend in that front leg. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. You can do it. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up, warrior two. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame or wiggle the left foot to the side. Your chance to work on your one. This is it. This is the only other time. So connect the knee to the tricep. Maybe you want to lift the foot first and then push up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down, toes together, knees wide, come to child's pose. Take a rest. So today's class has really been a journey about flowing through traditional, non-traditional. There's a lot of what we're doing that's still familiar, even though we're moving through the pathways a little different. When we try new things like this, I like to imagine our thoughts like a river, right? So our thoughts run down this river that they're really familiar with. It's easy, they flow. But when we ask them to think in a new way, it's almost like there's a little tiny trickle, a creek coming off the side of the river that we're encouraging water to flow down. And the goal is to make that creek a little bit stronger, a little bit more familiar every practice. Before you know it, you'll have many rivers that your mind can flow through, feel comfortable in, that your body can flow through and feel comfortable in. Breath in. Exhale. Pull yourself back up into a tabletop pose. Bring the knees back together. Curl the toes under. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop, step, walk your way. Top the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, chair pose, hands high. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. All right, here we go. We are going to do one more of this strange variation. I might add on one more thing, but it'll be fairly quick, and then we'll be down on the mat. So just keep that in mind. Remember to have fun with it. Remember to breathe with the movement. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, reach the right leg up, 90-degree bend. Exhale, straighten the leg, and then wrap that in front of the left. Pinky toes come together. Fold, crisscross, Uttanasana. Right away, I'll ask you to inhale, lift up halfway. Chest is parallel with the ground. And then as you exhale, extend the left leg back, warrior three. Take another full round of breath. And then when you're ready, bend into the right knee very slowly. How controlled can you go? Step back to crescent pose. Inhale your hands high. Take a steeple grip. Maybe just press the palms together. Exhale, bend over to the right side. Inhale up to center. This is where we're adding on. Exhale, warrior two over to the left. Sink down into the front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then you'll take it right into exhale, side angle pose, sweep up and around, hold. Breath in, putting the familiar with the unfamiliar breath out. Inhale, lift up, warrior two. Now this is a little tricky. When you're ready, lift your back heel off the mat and come back into your crescent pose. Hands forward, look forward. Exhale, lean, bend into your back knee. Maybe bring your hands to your hips. And then when you're ready, step forward, draw the left knee up into the chest. Wiggle and wobble as you get there. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, crisscross, pinky to pinky. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, heart high. Exhale, fold, leading with the butt, Uttanasana. Right away, you inhale, lift up halfway with the chest. And then as you exhale, extend the right leg back. Keep the hip closed, warrior three. Breath in. And out. Inhale, bend in that knee as much as you can. How slow can you go? Then step back to crescent pose. Inhale, chest up, immediately hands high, reach. Take a steeple grip, maybe the palms together, and then exhale, bend over to the left side. Breath in. And out. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two, over to the right, sink down. Inhale, reverse your warrior when you're there. And then exhale, you'll bring the elbow to the knee, sweep up and around, side angle for one breath in and out. Inhale, lift up, warrior two, look forward. Now here's the tricky part, lift the back heel off the mat, turn the hips forward. You're gonna be in a very deep crescent pose, hands high, look forward. Exhale, hands to the hips. My stance is so wide, this is gonna be impossible, but I'm gonna do my best. Lean forward, bend in your back knee, and then big strong step. Ooh, draw the right knee up into the chest. Reach, breath in. Nice work, everybody. Okay, exhale. Feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Maybe shake it out, wiggle the legs for a second. Inhale. Exhale. All right, I'm going to give a couple options. We're coming to a seat. Option one, try to see if you can figure out a way to come to a seat without your hands. This is what we're always working on, right? And the reason we do this is because that way, if we injure an arm, right? You never know what's going to happen. You might need to be able to come to a seat, and it never hurts to be able to get up, get down without our hands. Now, option two is you might step your feet wide, heels out, or heels in, toes out, coming down into your yogi squat. So if your yogi squat is up pretty high, there are a few different ways I can cue you into this. Option one, you might go from here and you'll use the hand, right? You put the hand back and then sit yourself back into a seat. Option two, if you can get low into your yogi squat, you can reach the hands forward and then everybody sit the butt back and you're in some version of a seat. So we should all be mostly in a seat now. And since we're in a seat, we'll come to Navasana. Knees together, feet up. We're gonna lay down after this. So that's it. Like remember that in your head. Reach the hands forward, chest up to the sky. Breath in and out. All right, with control, you'll extend the legs forward, but start to lower yourself down, right? So it's just little by little, creating a bigger and bigger boat. You've got like a yacht now, right? Massive yacht. Sick. We all wanted that. All right, keep going. Hold. Eventually, release the head and neck first, and then allow the feet to come down. Little variation on what we normally do. And find yourself down on the mat. I want to be like Shavasana, but we're just not there yet. It sounds so good though. I know. Almost there. Okay. Let's take, as per usual, twisting is one of my favorite ways to end class. So draw the right knee into the chest, or two knees if you prefer, and take that knee over to the left side. Big, nice side bend. Twist. Option to take the arms to a T or goalpost and gaze over to the right side. Let your body be heavy. And if your knee is just floating in the air, no problem. You can put a block under the knee or just allow it to float. I had a student tell me the other day that this posture specifically is like her least favorite ever, and it's so hard for her to hold. So if you are one of those people, remember you're not alone. And if you aren't, see if you can surrender and appreciate how comfortable your body feels. All right, inhale back to center. Even the hips out. Maybe draw both knees into the chest for a second, wiggle, and take the left knee in, extend the right leg long and twist over to the opposite side. Bumping that right hip under is really the secret sauce for me so I can get a big twist. And extend the arms to a T, gaze over to the left if it feels okay. I feel like it's important to remember we all have poses that are like our arch nemesis, right? And every time they come up in class, we're like, oh, why are you making me do this? But over time, with work, the poses we hate the most can actually become the ones we love because we know what progress we had to make, the effort that it took, the time it took to make that pose feel good. Breath in. and out. Inhale back to center, even the hips out. This time to even out, let's take a happy baby so you can reach through the inside of the feet or legs for the outside of the feet, right? The reason that I ask you to reach from the inside or to bring the knees towards the triceps is because it allows our shoulders to roll down and back towards the mat. So maybe you can even think about pushing the shoulders down first, then reaching into some semblance of happy baby. It could even be the knees, right? You don't have to be down that deep. Option to move, option to stay still. And then you could either take a few more breaths in happy baby or bring your feet together for cobbler's pose. So the feet will come together. You can wrap the hands around the outside edges of the pinky toes and try to push the hands down into the feet to open the knees a little bit wider. And hand out. Release the feet, bring them down towards the ground. I would like to give a few options. Let's see. Yeah, we're right on time. So, if you'd like to do a bridge pose, you're welcome. We did do quite a bit of work, like I said, side bending, cat and cow kind of style things. If you have a block at home, you're by a wall, you might want to do a legs up the wall variation. You can also use your hands and place your hands under your low back and kind of allow the legs to float up to the sky. Find a version of this if you're doing legs up the wall that you like to surrender in. If you're choosing a bridge pose, you're welcome to move into other movements, right, to finish your practice while the rest of us are working on this legs up the wall variation. We'll be here for about like another minute. So if you're still finding your position for this, it's okay. Take your time. Get there. And if you are moving, maybe you can do things at the end of class you wouldn't normally do. We also get into patterns, right? Maybe you can break that pattern a little bit today and see if there's something you haven't thought of that your body wants. If you're in legs up the wall, you could stay here for about another 30 more seconds. Or if plow pose is something you're craving and in your practice, you could kind of bump the hips up and over, bring the toes behind the head. For me, it feels like kind of a lot today. We're not fully warmed up for plow. So maybe if you pop in, you just visit and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, no worries. Like I said, option to just hold and the legs up the wall and really embrace this. Ugh, this is probably one of my favorite poses, just having my feet up. An inversion, right? But one that requires very little effort on our part, which I like. Breath in. And exhale, feet can come down to the ground. If they are up, maybe you make your way slow. And then when you're ready, yes, it is finally time. We are going to extend into Shavasana. Maybe take a stretch first. Reach the hands above the head. Reach the legs long, let the toes fall out, heels are in, and then bring the hands down to the sides or even out slightly if you feel more comfortable in a bit more of a T, that's fine too. Shut your eyes. Get out any last movements. And let this be a celebration of all your hard work, of showing up to practice, making time, trying new things. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, Shavasana.
If you would like to stay in Shavasana for a bit longer, please stay. But if you are ready to move out of your practice, you can do so by reawakening your body with small movements. And then allow those movements to gradually become larger. Maybe rock your head side to side. Open your mouth, wiggle your jaw, wrinkle your nose. And then stretch the hands above the head. Nice big morning stretch left and right. Then you can draw one knee to the chest and the other. Roll over onto your favorite side in fetal pose. Taking just a brief moment to acknowledge the transformation, right? As we pass through fetal pose, we transition into a new body, new mind, new rivers, right? New little pathways that our thoughts and our body can take. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat when you're ready. And then you can bring the hands together either at heart center or maybe two palms over the heart. What makes you happy this morning, this evening, this afternoon? Inhale. Exhale, bow your chin in gratitude. Maybe put a smile on your face. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale, lift the head back up. Blink your eyes open. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. Happy Sunday. I look forward to seeing you again next week for our regular scheduled class in Spain. As always, if you have any questions, any requests, please send me an email. I would absolutely love to hear from you, and we'll talk soon. Bye.